The most important quality that anybody paying attention to the world right now must possess is the ability to handle multiple issues simultaneously from various areas, various avenues, various locales. If you're not able to do that, if you're able to only look at one issue at a time, one focus, one story, one channel, one show, one candidate, one subject matter at a time, you're through. You've got to be able to go out and scan the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you again to the Saturday morning version of this thing of ours. Make sure everybody knows that this is critical, are we or are we not coming through loud and clear? I must hear a 5x5, but there's nothing worse to me than to hear people who I think sometimes, I don't believe so, but some take in this strange glee in being able to say, we can't hear you. And we don't want that to happen. So we want to make sure that everybody knows exactly what we're doing. So please give me the word that you can hear me. Give me a 5x5. Give me some type of signal, some type of indicium, some type of anything to let me know that you can hear me. Great. All right, my friends. Sit back and get ready for an absolute storyline and stories that will blow your mind today. And what our goal today is going to be the great Matthew Ridgway, the great general. They called him Iron Tits because when battle he wore a grenade and a first aid kit. This was his thing. He was one of the greatest generals of all time, and for all practical purposes, a degenerate in some people's eyes because he really didn't convey the usual trappings of the general. But his men loved him in the Korean War. And the first thing he did was to take me there. He got into a helicopter. He had to fly around. He wanted to see it. He wanted to go on top of mountains and look with binoculars and get intel and data. You have to understand the issue. You can't just be in an office. They had people in the Korean War actually like 1,000 miles or whatever from the front lines in offices getting intel. He goes, no. And that's what we do today. We get up front and personal and we look, how is the enemy doing? What do we have to do? How is our team doing? Namely that of Trump. What do we have to do to win and the like? It has nothing to do with the usuals. It's not like, hey, wasn't that a great interview with Trump the other day? It doesn't mean anything. If it doesn't convey or work or in any way subscribe into votes, we don't really care about it. But first, my friend, before we begin, this word from our sponsor. Have you ever wondered what happened to the legendary Chuck Norris? I recently saw a video he made, and he's in his 80s, and he still looks tremendous. He's working out, staying active. What's even more shocking is that he says he's stronger, he can work out longer, and even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. And he did this by making just one change. And he says he still feels like he's in his 50s. His wife even started doing this one thing also, and she's never felt better. She says she feels 10 years younger. She says her body looks leaner and she has energy all day. Chuck made a special video that explains everything. And make sure you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/Lionel or by clicking on the link below in this video in the description section. It will change the way you think about your health. Once again, that's chuckdefense.com/Lionel and click the link in the description section to watch the video now. You won't believe how simple it is. Just a reminder, the legendary Chuck Norris is 84 years old, and yet today has more energy than you can imagine. He discovered he could create dramatic changes to his health simply focusing on 3 things that sabotage our body as we age. So watch this method by clicking the link in the description box below, chuckdefense.com/Lionel. Now, as we stare out onto the battlefield from a top hour position, we must ask ourselves, what are we really doing here? What's going on here? What is this all about? And it involves multiple areas, multiple disciplines. You have to put it, keep it, tuck it in the back, so to speak, and wait. Wait and respond accordingly. Now, I'm going to start off with this warning. There are two things that are happening right now. The Diddy prosecution will blow the lid off systemic shadow government depravity. Put this over here. This is our briefing. I'm giving you this briefing. Remember, my dream is to one day be in the Trump or some not White House, because I don't want to be in a White House. Believe me, you don't want to be in a White House. The White House is the last place. It is a tomb. It is the most depressing place there is. I don't care what anybody tells you. If you think, oh, that's the seat of it, no, you can have it. It's like a mausoleum. You can have it. But in my dream world, I would be someplace else. I would have encrypted messaging, and I would be having operative people. And the first briefing, the first thing I would do on a secured line would be, I want you to watch what's happening. This is multiple tiered. This is not only hip hop entertainment, but this is the hierarchy of black entertainment. Remember when BET came out, Black Entertainment Television? Black entertainment hierarchy. This is so important. Watch this. It's like when people years ago said, when they first noticed the American Mafia. They didn't know it was a mafia. Before Joe Valachi, before, well, Vinnie Teresa later on, that was with the Patriarchs. But before that, nobody really knew who they were. They thought that Frank Costello was Irish. Costello. They had no idea. They had no clue who these people were. None whatsoever. Okay. Believe me, dear friend. Believe me when I tell you this. They have no. If I told you later on, organized crime is bigger, but at the time they thought it was nothing. Remember, J. Edgar Hoover thought it was nothing. He was interested in communism. He thought, it's a bunch of Italians. What did they know? A bunch of these, they would have these disparaging references for Italians and Sicilians. And that was one of the reasons why it flourished, because they thought, what do these people know? Look at these guys. Look at them. Of course, it was a secret organization. Willie Moretti was the individual who was responsible, who made that allegedly famous Frank Sinatra line to Tommy Dorsey that said, you're going to let Frank out of the contract or your brains are going to be. That's Willie Moretti. And they got him in, I think, Jersey, but he had syphilis. But to look at him, this guy was he was in entertainment. Morris Levy, the mob taking over the music biz. You see, what will kill us is our naivete, our not being able to notice. That's important. You must be an epidemiologist. You must be able to look at all the different symptoms and ask yourself exactly what's going on here. What's important, what's not. Because if you keep focusing on things that don't matter, it doesn't matter. All right? So that's number one. Number two, watch very carefully what's happening to New York City. Again, you have an administration. Now, we can't say this, but in the old days, there were Irish. The three groups of organized crime, remember, always were Jewish, Irish, and Sicilian. What do they all have in common? They all were the products of terrible oppression in their homelands. Horrible oppression. Horrible, terrible. So they came here, and eventually the Irish became a part of City Hall, firemen, police. It was the Irish American. Jewish left. They went off into legitimate business and whatever it is, but the Sicilians stayed behind. So you can talk about ethnicities. The Eric Adams is a group of African American and Latino deep staters who have been there. They absolutely filled, as is customary, filled every compartment, every department, every aspect of New York City government, fire commission, deputy assistant mayors, you name it. One black woman they hired to be commissioner. She took off. Boy, she read the writing on the wall. She said, screw this, I'm out of here. Because she could see the corruption. Whenever you let people who have never enjoyed success think we're in charge, irrespective of groups, but it's like friendships and organizations. You breed corruption. We're seeing this now. It mimics what's happening in hip hop. There's a sense of invincibility. We run the city. We're prince of the city. We run it. Every division of the city is being subpoenaed by federal authorities. Everyone. It's coming down like you can't believe. Okay, put that over here. Okay. 2 bits of intel. Keep an eye on it. Diddy case, New York City. What does this mean? It's an avalanche. It's an earthquake in terms of corruption levels and the like. Okay. Next, they're going after Elon. There is nothing better in the world than to see, it's like a heavyweight fight versus though some would argue a middleweight fight is more interesting. The federal government, SEC, others are going after Elon. They brought out the wizened one to explain why he was doing this. Pay attention to this.
I think that Elon Musk's
He's trying.
cooperation and/or
He has no idea. He's so gone.
technical relationships with other countries is worthy of being looked at. Whether or not he is doing anything inappropriate, I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting that it's worth being looked at. But that's all I'll say. There's a lot of ways. All right.
Now, if you want to go after him, that's fine. But watch what happens. And what I don't understand is we're standing on top of the mountain. We've got our binoculars or intel reports. And I'm saying, why is the enemy doing this? It's like watching Magnus Carlsen in a match. You're saying, why is he, you don't do this, but why is he going this direction? This doesn't make any sense. That's what we're seeing right now. Why are they going this direction? What are they doing? Why? Out of all the stuff to do right now, 44 days before the election, and they're announcing this. Why? Why are you incurring the wrath? Why? All he has to do is very simply say to his legions of fans, they're coming after me, they're coming after you. Vote Republican, vote Trump. Why are they doing this now? It doesn't make any sense. Out of all the time, all the Elon Musk has to do is, if you believe in freedom, if you believe on his platform, if you believe in the freedom to coerce, why are you talking to other countries? We live in a global world. We talk with other countries. We travel to other countries. We speak to other countries. We're on Instagram and Twitter and WhatsApp. And we're talking. What are you talking? They're still thinking. They're using espionage terms from like the 50s. In the 50s, you never met a Russian, a Chinese, a Turkish. A Turk rather. It never happened. This is a different. What are we talking about? This is where we are right now. It's absolutely incredible. Now, there's another issue right now that Trump has to really, I think, I don't know how important this is in terms of voting groups, but I'll do the best I can to try to explain this. Maybe. We'll see what we can do. Most people really, even among the Republicans, don't care about the gun issue, gun ownership, gun protection. It's just not. It's not something that really grabs their attention. I'm hearing this. I see a marked loss of interest, fascination, anger regarding issues as to gun rights and the like. I'm seeing this all over the place. All over the place. We're losing that passion And that's something that scares me greatly, greatly. I don't understand how it matters to anybody else for that matter, but I want you to listen to me. They have always, every government wants you, and don't kid yourself, Republicans are not too crazy. They do not want you armed. This is as axiomatic as it gets. One of the worst places on the planet is our good friends in Australia. Listen to the blithering nincompoop, this idiot. Listen to her spout this drivel accordingly.
Violence has terrorized and traumatized so many of our communities in this country.
Gun violence. You hear what she's saying? Gun violence.
And let us be clear, it does not have to be this way.
Look at this. She's reading. She has no thought in this. She has no connection with reality. None. She has to look at her notes.
As our friends in Australia have demonstrated.
They have been beyond draconian. Australia, forgive me, assist me if I'm correct, do not even recognize self-defense as a valid reason for this. This woman is a sock puppet, a wind sock. She is someone who will say anything that has to be said. She will sign any legislation. And when you say gun violence, I don't know what to say. Now, what do I do in my world? What would Uncle Lenny do? Okay. Uncle Lenny would have at his disposal a group of people that is not officially sanctioned by any party, but they are a shock troop response team. A shock troop response team. They are able to mobilize immediately as to particular issues. What do you have right now as your response team? Let me ask you a question. Answer my question. Who is it that responds? What are you going to do? What? How do you wait for turning point to maybe have something? Do you sit back and wait for some group of people? Do you have these usual suspects? Is that the group of people? I don't know. I mean, I'm serious. Do you wait for Charlie Kirk to come forward? Is that it? Yes, you do. You wait for Charlie Kirk. You wait for Candace Owens. You wait for Joe Rogan or Dinesh, our good friend, or whatever. You just wait and see what they come up with. Hey, did you see that? Did you see Candace Owens? And if Candace Owens doesn't respond, what do? There's no response team. There is no, you may have Judicial Watch here. You got Tom Fitton who wants to show you his arm. Did you see my arm? He always has his shirt. He's on the side. Look at me. I'm working out. Look at this. Look at those arms. Huh? Okay. They do some good work, but there is no response team. Under the Uncle Lenny administration, we have these teams that immediately move out. And they will deluge you with social media, picketing, full page. I would say full page. Yeah, there's no such thing as that. Sponsored. They will be the information shock troops. They go out and they blast. And you don't wait for Greg Gutbucket or Hannity or somebody to get off of their $1 million, their homes and their golf courses and see, let's go online and let's do. That's what you do. Let me say this again. Are you listening to me? Listen to me, America. Conservatives, you have no shock troops, no targeted information, call it whatever you want, groups of people who immediately answer. Let me give you an example. The first thing I would do is I would have everything. TikTok, Twitter, whatever is available. Stories of people who successfully thwarted, stopped, prevented, interrupted violent felonies by the use or the threatening to use weapons and the like. That simple. You hear what I'm saying? There has to be a response immediately. You know what's going to happen with this? Nothing. I'm going to come on. I'm going to bring this to your attention. She'll get away with it, and nothing will happen. Nothing. Because our side sits back and doesn't do a thing. It reacts a little bit. You wait for Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. There was a picture one time. Charlie Kirk, who is, God bless him. I don't mean to jump on him. And look, it's a gig, but he's not my savior. He is not even the National Guard. I need Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, CIA ops. I need special forces. I need serious firepower, not Charlie Kirk. There's a Charlie, one of my favorite Charlie Kirk gotcha moments is this guy stands up, he says, "Do you think this is a human being? Yes or no?" And he says, "Absolutely." He says, "No, idiot, it's a dolphin fetus." He didn't know what. Anyway, that's number one. Listen to what I'm saying. We talk a lot of crap. We just blather. We don't do anything. We don't go after them. We don't do anything. Nothing. After January 6th, oh, this is terrible. Nothing. Nothing. There should have been marches the next week at the same site at the Capitol. Peaceful. We shall overcome. Nuns, old people, release. Are we, do we look like a terrorist? And then next week, and the next week. And there's going to be every single day on social media. Look, what did we do? We ran. We ran in Marjorie Taylor Greene, who shows up and then she doesn't show up. She runs hot and she runs cold. And she spends more time getting jealous over Laura Loomer than doing and showing us how she deadlifts and all of this kind of stuff. And you got Boebert, who's feeling up in somebody in a theater. We have the worst. We have these groups of idiots. They don't do anything. We don't follow up. Edie Crowley, by the way, loved the new artwork. Thank you. Mr. L, you are a step ahead. Response to what exactly? Response to everything. This, I just said. She just said. This is Gaimala who talks about gun violence. We need to respond by having people, family members, that say, "I owe my life to a gun, Madam Vice President. I am one of the millions of people a year around the world who owe their lives and their to guns. I am the face of the Second Amendment. I am not the NRA. Old women, black, white, young police officers. What do we do? But she gets up, she blathers something about gun violence. We don't do anything. Going back to the first one, Elon Musk, you've got to get and say to do a message and says, if they're going to go after me, they're going to go after you. They've got to respond, not sit back and see if there's some pithy little meme that goes. No, we need an orchestrated, directed, targeted. We need a holy, did you see this? Look outside the White House. And then we promote it. We take photos of it and we go around the world and we go into target states. We go into Pennsylvania. We go into into battleground states, and we tell people she's going to take your guns away, but not just your guns. They want to defund the police. They want to take your ability to resist your overthrow, not their overthrow, your overthrow. This is the thing. They need to respond, and not Fox News. Don't send that poor guy in the morning to some diner, and this is like so Bush League. You need strike force. You need social media. I need to enlist in my group of people. Let me tell you what I look. Ready for this? If Uncle Lenny were running the show, I've got people that would freak you out. I've got influencers. I've got producers. I've got people who can put together how do I say this? That can put together a meme, a GIF, produce something faster than anything. I would overwhelm them. Now, again, if you went to Typhoid and Gut Bucket and explained to them that they said, hey, they got the biggest, they're actually saying this, they got the biggest ratings with Trump. And I get that 5 million, whatever, every single hour on my platforms. Every single hour, at least 5 million. Here, and here. You're in I don't know where you are. This is Ward and June Cleaver. Okay, let me give you another one too. People love disparity of treatment and they love hypocrisy. Right off the bat. You could forget going to blue states, forget. Where is the number one fentanyl injection point or introduction point? What is the number one site in America? The number one site for violent, for border, whatever you want to call it, border attack or whatever. Where is it? Where is the place? David says the border. Yes. Which border? You're correct. Where? Which border? Where is it? Texas? Nope. Where is it? Arizona? Nope. 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 Where is it? Number one place. Texas? Nope. Chicago? Nope. No. Is our border? Yes, John. Yes. We're talking about our border. Yes. Which border? Where? A lot of borders. No borders. John's just throwing stuff out. He bless his heart. I love John. He just watch John, the way he thinks. Ladies and gentlemen are right here. You got it right here. First one says San Diego. San Diego. San Diego. San Diego. San Diego is it. San Diego. The ground zero. This is it. San Diego. You ever been there? Beautiful. La Jolla, San Diego. San Diego. San Diego. San Diego. You. I want that to be. Remember Kensington? I would have owned Kensington. They didn't do that. They let it go. Kensington in Philly is the zombie land of anything. There's a little thing going around now of it's a very good piece of Elon talking about, I think, San Francisco. Kensington is, I don't know how it is. I haven't really seen it now. It is unbelievable. If you took every director and say, come up with we're doing a movie on zombies, you could not explain. It was there the whole time. Pennsylvania, listen to what I'm saying. Stop. Everybody stop for a second. Listen to me. Whatever you're doing, stop what you're doing, listening to me. And if you're a part of the Democratic or the Republican National, Lara Trump, I don't know what the hell you're doing. I know you're out there on your Instagram. Hey, and there's Alina Habba. Hey, look at us. Hey, look at us. Aren't we sexy? Yeah, okay, great. Let's get the adults out. You play sexy. Bring in Uncle Lenny shock troops. I want nothing but Kensington to be put on the map. Where is it? In Philly. It's a toss-up state. It's a critical. It's the most important state there is. It's in Philly. Right before your eyes. It's in Philly. And the battleground states, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada. It's Philly. And they sat there and they didn't do anything. They never did anything. Crypto says, I've seen it. Oh, yes. Go to Kensington. Just do yourself a favor. We get done with this. Not now. Look at your YouTube. Just go to Kensington. You're not going to believe it. It was there the whole time. It was there the whole time. I would hit them with Kensington, and they got a very nice lady. She's an African-American Democrat. She's doing the best she can. Sorry, not good enough. Next. And while, this guy Federer is walking around, by the way, he has done a miraculous recovery. I would be going crazy. You would think, hold it, you want Kensington? Come on. And I would have everyone in my room I could maybe, I don't know. I could get 50. I don't even need 100. 50 of the best. I want them to audition. The best influencers, and their names will never appear in this, so they don't have to worry about their family and friends. I will pay them handsomely. And they're gonna overwhelm this. And then the word goes out. You want to work for the Republicans. And then we let this word. Then what Uncle Lenny does is he lets this leak out that says we have enlisted the best of the best undercover crews of kind of like intellectual black ops who are setting the score here. Then they're going to hit you with Diddy. They're going to do this the whole time. There's a movie. Where is that? Menendez Brothers? Is it on Netflix? There's a story about the Menendez brothers. Remember that? Remember Leslie Abramson and the brothers who killed their parents? You thought that was over with, didn't you? Right. They claimed they were abused for years by the guy. It's true. I would lift the lid off of who is Diddy? Democrats are Diddy. Who is Weinstein? Democrats. Who is this? Oprah. Now understand something. When you walk out, have you ever seen I love watching this. Somebody will be out there, let's say on a golf course or something, and it's kind of quiet, and then all of a sudden you see this, and it comes in. Whatever the hell this thing, a tsunami, a typhoon, I don't know what the hell it is. But it overtakes them like you can't believe. Now understand something. You're standing in the middle of a field, and I'm turning on the fans, and I'm going to say, Oprah, Diddy, New York, Kensington, drugs, Kamala, crime, nobody liked George Floyd. Nobody liked George Floyd. I was a George Floyd. George, they tore everything because of George Floyd. That was Black Lives Matter. Just remember, and they will say, where is this? And I just sit back in my secretly undisclosed site where these young people work, and they bring your dogs, bring your pets, hang out. We have pizza, no drugs, and you can do, and we have, okay, folks, here we go, ding, 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 ring the bell. Here is Maximo over here does such and such. Look at this, and we give him a bonus. All of a sudden, I want to be the next Lee Atwater, the Segretti, Dick Morris during his youth, who were absolutely, they changed everything because they knew how to work everything. What was that fellow's name from Facebook that Trump used and he had some problems? Brad Parscale. What do they have? Who do they have? Who do they have? Vivek Ramaswamy, Tucker Carlson. Listen to me. Do me a favor. God bless Tucker Carlson. Grow up. Just grow up. I don't know how to tell you this. If you can't read what Tucker Carlson's about, if you can't see it, look, God bless him. Good for him. He's not going to win us anything. Nobody, they're not watching. Nobody. I want them to say, where is this coming from? Let me give you an example. This would be the biggest one. And I would say, okay, kids, you tell me. And remember, I would have the influencers, and then I would be releasing the stories of this underground group of people and how, and I would start saying that there's this new group of people. I would make this hip. I would make the hypocrisy of these people. I wouldn't even talk about Trump. Don't talk about Trump. You don't have to talk about Trump. Just destroy them. Oh, by the way, this is wonderful. I love Victor Davis Hanson. Thank you. He's wonderful and he's terrific. If you want to go to a lecture on a Sunday afternoon at the local public library, if you want to hear about Peloponnesian Wars, fabulous, interesting, worthless for purposes of this. I love him. He was great. David McCullough was great. Worthless. Has nothing to do with what we're doing right now. John Mearsheimer, great. Too heady. That's my favorite. Mearsheimer could. Remember, Victor Davis Hanson is a conservative, kind of a cutout. He will never say anything against the grain to ruin his gig on Fox News. He's great, but he says things as like kind of like, no, sure. You know what I mean? It's obvious. He's great, and I love that. And that's more of a statement like, well, I like him. And I like that too. And I like sometimes Mozart, but I'm not going to play that for the top 40. Remember, forget what you like. Everybody, class, repeat after Uncle Lenny. We don't care what you're like. You're in your 50s. You're in your 60s. You're a white guy or a Hispanic lady, and you're picking your. We are not the demographic. We are already sold. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're not. Nobody cares what we like. Doesn't matter what I like. Doesn't matter. Nobody. I like Asia, Steely Dan. So what? I don't care about me. I'm not a part of this. I'm not trying to say. And also, don't say, well, I don't have TikTok. You want my blood to boil? Tell me that. Well, I don't have a. It's always about me. It's always about me. Okay. I think Jeffrey Sachs is beautiful. Jeffrey Sachs makes more. You'll never hear them on Fox News. Why? Israel. Has Victor Davis Hanson ever said anything against Netanyahu? Never. Any questions? Anybody? Do you understand what's happening here? Now, remember this. Young people don't know who Victor Davis Hanson is. Nobody knows who Alistair Cook is, or the Duran, or stuff that we may like. That doesn't matter. No. Nobody matter. Okay. Nobody's. They're not into Merle Haggard, and that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with it. Who is my target? Remember, of the three groups, I want people who are undecided, and I want people who are paying attention. Do you know how many people are paying attention to what's happening with Diddy? Do you understand that? Do you have any clue? Victor Davis Hanson isn't. Victor Davis Hanson isn't. That's beneath Victor Davis Hanson. He's not going to talk about that. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Crypto says, thank you for engaging with us, Uncle Lenny. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Off the subject, but how's about Beirut's on fire? Okay, how about that? Great. We'll talk about that later. Now, let me talk about this, which is important. We are happy. We're in high cut. You know what I mean? We're just happy. This is what I would say. I say, okay, friends. Remember, in my room, I've got these young people. Okay, they're in this, and they like to be a part of history. It's the way the CIA would recruit hackers and that sort of thing. But I want you to put together this theme. And I want you to, and the theme's going to be who better, who's got the best plan to deal with border problems and the like? Not Victor Davis Hanson, not Judge Napolitano. No. Barack Obama. Barack Obama. He has the best. Why is that? Watch this.
It's not going to be a free ride. It's not going to be some instant amnesty. What's going to happen is you are going to pay a significant fine. You are going to learn English. You are going to go to the back of the line so that you don't get ahead of somebody who was in Mexico City applying legally. But after you've done these things over a certain period of time, you can earn your citizenship, so that it's not something that is guaranteed or automatic.
Are you watching this? Somebody said we should raise the voting age to 30 because that's how long it takes to get the brain. No! That's how long it takes to get rid of the brainwashing. No! I want to do the brainwashing. You're missing the point. Typical reaction. I'm not going to, but that's the way we are. We never say, well, we're going to brainwash. We always react to others. Well, they're doing all this is the information. Where's our misinformation? It's nowhere. It's nowhere. But listen to Barack Obama. Listen to what he says. He knows.
You've got to earn it, but over time, you give people an opportunity. Now,
listen to this.
It only works, though, if you do all the pieces. I think the American people, they appreciate and believe in immigration. But they can't have a situation where you just have 500,000 people pouring over the border without any kind of mechanism to control it. So we've got to deal with that at the same time as we deal in a humane fashion with folks who have put down roots here, have become our neighbors, have become our friends. They may have children who are U.S. citizens.
Yes.
That's the kind of comprehensive approach that we have to take.
Where did that Barack Obama go? Do you hear what I'm saying? How do you get that? I would flood it on one day. Plus, I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to say, Elon, yeah, it's Lenny. Listen, can you talk to Teal? Yeah, good. We're going to have a new batch of stuff coming out, and I'm going to have it coded. And in my infantile world of coding, I'm going to have my message somehow hit the preferred. You know how when you pay for advertising, it always goes to the top? My stuff goes to the top. And hey, TikTok, yeah, we got friends there. Remember TikTok? I'm already working this one out. Who wants to crush you? Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg is a tool. Mark Zuckerberg is a tool for the shadow government. There's Raul says, that's the Obama I love. See what happens? This is it. You do know, Raul, that these people are they're not different. The message is different. And we've got to fight back. It ain't going to be Victor Davis Hanson who's going to come forward and do anything, or Charlie Kirk, or I don't even know what we're talking about. If all of a sudden you are on, and I say, send this out, retweet, and all of a sudden somebody says, are you seeing this? Yeah. And I'm going to create fake metrics. I'm going to pick up, Elon will say, I'll help you with this. Don't tell me I did, Elon. I'm not, because I won't understand it. Did you talk to Teal? Yeah, good. Did you talk to our friends at TikTok? Yes. Okay, you got that? Yeah. Remember, the only way you're going to win against China is containment, not beating them. You don't battle people anymore. I hate this. That's another thing. If you want to get them, you contain them. You own them. Do you hear what I'm saying? This is an information. Information is the currency of the 21st century. This is it. It's the information. It's the data. It's to make. I want to do one of two things. Remember what Uncle Lenny says. Either I want you to vote for Trump, or I want you to promise not to vote for anybody. I want to neutralize your vote or get your vote. One of the two. I want you to go away. If I could throw away all the bad ballots or neutralize the bad ones, either way I win. That's it. That's it. But that's not what people do. They think because there's this. Now, I'm going to tell you the newest one, which you're going to love more than anyone. You're going to, well, put it this way. My group is. I get together. Remember, I get these young people and I tell them, you know what this reminds me of exactly? Project Enigma. Remember Enigma? Where they took at Bletchley Park, they took women who were crossword puzzle addicts and people who like games, and they were women, and they did it. They broke Enigma along with Turing. Remember that? That's what I want to have. Now, believe me, if I went on the Gut Bucket Show or the Five or the Couches or whatever those morons in the morning, have you seen those people, the morons in the morning? Hey, we're going to go to a diner. Thanks, Doocy. I mean, it's like, what is this? What is this? Remember, they're not trying to change the world. They're trying to get numbers. And that's fine. I dig that. But what I'm going to do is I want to say, now listen to me. What we need to do is we set up a number of connections. Number one, we tell our people, this targeted group that you're working with, number one, that if you want to see the example of the putrescence of the left wing, go no further than their shows that they put on. Watch how they change their mind in mid-sentence. Watch this.
Lee's gone by Nikki since she was a child. It's documented in high school. I wouldn't be shocked that as somebody, an Indian woman growing up in South Carolina at that time, she actually did to avoid prejudice. So
now remember what's going on here. It's not that it's The View. It's not that we care about The View. It's that The View represents an example of what I'm showing you. In this case, Nikki Haley, they said, was a woman who was not coming clean with her Indian heritage, really Indian heritage, and blah, 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 blah. Now this Sunny Hostin, I don't, first of all, remember something. And please don't take this the wrong way, okay? Don't take this the wrong way. But when you wear a fake wig, I'm sorry, and you think that I don't know it's a wig, you insult me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't care what anybody wears. But people would say, you mean you don't think this is? Oprah would say, you mean they don't think this is? Yeah. You're a 77-year-old woman who has long flowing hair. Yeah, of course. Of course we believe it. That is always, there's something about that that's always annoyed me. But that's me. That's a tangential issue. Watch the difference here.
I want to be careful about critiquing her for going by the name she's always
There's some of us that can be chameleons and decide not to embrace our ethnicity.
Now, this is Sunny Hostin, who has no idea what she's saying. I don't even know what Sunny Hostin did. I have no, it doesn't matter. We're going to make her an example of one of the media change agents of the left.
So that we can pass.
Sunny, I don't think that's fair.
Necessary. I think if she leaned into.
A ton of people don't go by their color. Wait, serious.
Now watch this, okay? That was Sunny Hostin then regarding Nikki Haley. This is Sunny now regarding Kamala.
I think to question someone's racial identity. Especially him.
Now, I got news for you. Whoopi Goldberg looks like, I don't know what this is. I don't even know how to say this. I'll just let you, I don't even know what this is. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm trying to think, what theme is this? What is this? I don't know. But clearly, if you saw this woman standing on a corner with a cup, just with a cup, you would say, kids, get near me. That woman is clearly crazy. Put her on The View, and somehow this EGOT genius runs camouflage.
The bar has fallen so low.
Yeah.
Okay, now that may not mean anything to you. Then, I hope you saw what that meant. Now remember, don't say, who's that? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're going to create her as an agent of the, of course, we got 45 days ago, but and this should have been done before, an agent of this left. The way we change the way people think about not the Democrats, but the message. Now, this is one we're going to show, and this theme is called Perpetual Lying and How They Covered Up. Remember, we're going to make people on these shows to be agents, actual agents of disinformation and lying. Now, watch this regarding the mental wherewithal of Joe Biden.
Right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden is the best Biden ever.
She knows so long as she was 9.
In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
President Biden has a photographic memory. His understanding and mastery of a complicated geopolitical situation, remarkable.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
I was sitting, 2 feet from him across the table, and he was, intense.
Have trouble walking sometimes? Yeah, so did FDR. He wanted GD war.
But he's totally focused. He's very sharp.
They say he's sharp in meetings and so on.
Very lucid, very well informed. Biden is stately, and he comes with gravitas. There hasn't been, as far as I know, a single claim that Biden made a mistake. Ageism is an issue. Americans have a rich history of holding people's physical characteristics against them. Okay, you can ask African Americans.
He's older. That doesn't mean that he is unfit, and there's a lot of ageism there.
Now, this age attack, this obsession by the right.
Joe Biden may not be able to speak for himself the way that he used to.
They want to think to take on government if we get out of line, which they're talking again about, and that's him lying around.
I think people should be speaking up for Joe Biden.
Americans and reporters in the media are just judging him by a physical appearance, and it's horribly unfair. Age is an asset.
He showed exactly how with it he is.
The flip side of this coin is that he has a tremendous amount of wisdom and experience.
Have you heard any concerns from anyone who has met with President Biden about him seeming a little slower?
No.
More wild speculation from a bunch of people who have probably never been in a room with Joe Biden and certainly don't have medical degrees that I'm aware of.
You don't get paid for performance to be president. The job is not a job of endurance. I don't see Donald Trump out bike riding like Joe Biden.
It's the Hillary's email. All they have is the result. He can clear a dementia bar, and that's probably a win.
The media are not fair, and they're getting less and less fair, and things are frightening. You have Wall Street Journal running a horribly sourced piece saying that Biden is unfit.
Dubious Wall Street Journal report.
Oh, we'll get to her in a moment. Just wait. We'll get to Joy. Wait till you hear. We'll get to her.
About the president's acuity.
Shoddy story by the Wall Street Journal questioning Biden's mental fitness.
Wall Street Journal story had a lot of flaws, as you said. But Sinclair, they didn't do any original reporting. They didn't follow up. They didn't do any work.
The hero of today is Hirsch Goldberg Poland, and is still. He is not here with us, but he's still being held by Hamas.
But a huge part of the Mueller report talks about Russian disinformation tactics. And one of the themes this election cycle is that Joe Biden is too old to lead. And so everyone is seizing upon this. And it is a classic disinformation tactic. And I think the best thing that we can do is to prepare the American people for this false narrative.
Now, remember, to young people, they will love this. Give it to younger folks, jazz up the music, play some music, do some effects, whatever it is, and hit them with and saturate them with the notion of they are lying, 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 they are lying. Okay, one more story. The best one ever. Most people don't know who Joy Reid is. Doesn't matter. She's the best liar there is. What I would do is I would say that for the longest time in my message, she was portrayed as a lie, as the spokesperson of the Democrats, but she was exposed in a homophobic lie where she claims that an old blog of hers was somehow tampered with after the fact. They did the Wayback Machine, found that these snapshots were made years ago, but she has the unmitigated mendacity, the lying, to say that no, this was tampered with. You can't go back. Time bandits cannot go back and change the past. And this, from Michael Smerconish, this is still one of the best examples of this incredible, I don't know what the word is, this absolute, this bold-faced lying.
On who you believe, MSNBC anchor Joy Reid is either the victim of a sinister hack or someone with a long history of homophobic writings. Reid came under scrutiny this week for recently unearthed posts on her defunct blog from the 2000s. They were first tweeted out by somebody called Jamie Maz. Reid appeared to crassly mock gay celebrities, defend homophobia as intrinsic to straight people, and imply that gay advocacy groups prey upon impressionable teens.
Now remember this. This is Smerconish from CNN, and this is about this. Remember, I want to merge. I don't want people to think, oh, this is about MSNBC. No, I'm going to say this is the message. Let people think that somehow she's in the Harris White House, which she kind of sort of is. That's the theory.
The posts variously insinuated things about Karl Rove, Charlie Crist, even Judge Harriet Miers. Another example, quote, here's your chance to watch sparks fly as FNC's Sean Hannity get a good topping off from his very favorite ogreish love sponge, Vice President Dick Cheney.
Wow.
In writing about homophobic remarks by NBA star Tim Hardaway, she opined most straight people cringe when they see two men kissing. Then the Daily Beast, which Reid herself writes for, reported claims by Joy Reid's cybersecurity expert fall apart, which led The Intercept's Glenn Greenwald to tweet, Joy Reid's own magazine published a scathing report proving the hacking tale she told is based on an utter farce. Despite that, we have Democrats today tweeting, I stand with Joy. Just spend a minute pondering what those Democrats are saying about themselves.
Now think about this. One of the backbones, one of the foundations of these people is this pro-gay, pro-LGBT way of thinking. It's something which is absolutely frightening. Crypto says Russian disinformation can't come up with this stuff. Russian disinformation. That's still my favorite. Evan Webb says, I turned off regular media sometimes 2014. I only see some of these shows like Gutfeld on YouTube. I still don't feel like cutting them down. I can hear others and speak my mind without trashing them. Well, maybe Hannity. No. You're missing the point. Thank you, Evan. No. You're missing the point. The point is that people think that this is getting to the people that we need to get to. There are people who are saying we're doing a good job because we saw gut. I don't give a about his show. That is not a substitute for getting to targeted markets. Let me say this again. I don't think we should be mean to these. This is not about our boyfriend. That's my favorite. Well, I like Sean Hannity. No, we're going to lose this if we don't target the right people. Let me try this again. Hey, Trump lost. Yeah, but at least we didn't trash Greg Gutbucket because, I like that show. And I like Judge Janine. You want to say that? All right, fine. I'm not saying you're saying that, but you want to be nice to people? Well, that Lara Trump, she does a good job. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Then say it that way and be more clear. I have been as clear as you can possibly be. I don't owe these people anything. They don't care about us. They're there to make their millions. I understand that. He is not an operative. And let me also go one step further. One of the most stupid things was for the president to go on that stupid show and have him say, first of all, get rid of these losers and the guy, the fat guy, typhoid with the hat backwards. And I want to talk about serious stuff. And I don't want you to laugh about my assassination attempt. Anybody got a problem with that? Did you like Gutbucket when he was joking about, yeah, they got it in the air? Did you like that? Am I being too mean? Am I being too mean to your boyfriend now? Anybody think that? I still cannot believe that this man, had he turned his head like this, his head would have been a mist of blood and dura and sinew and goo. It would have looked like, it would have been horrible. And they're laughing about it. Is that okay? Is that it? You think that's okay? Did that help us? I want that moment to forever be. I don't want bobbleheads with a little. Have you seen that one? Bobbleheads with a little bandage. This was an assassination attempt. We're joking about it. Is this okay with you? Anybody think this? Anybody think, oh, come on. I like Judge. I like that show. They're nice people. He does a good job. You think that? Anybody? Anybody think that was a good idea? Hey, let's do it. Let's have Trump go on a show that's only watched for the most part by people. Nobody changed their mind. That only helps Fox News. Fox News, by the way, who hates Trump. Fox News, by the way, like those Murdoch boys and that sister or those wives who hate her. Raul says, you are transparent, but I can't see through you. Whatever that means. Let me tell you something. After this, after we win, that's fine. You can't make any mistakes. Stop with this parochial stuff about, I like Sean Hannity. I like Newsmax. Whatever the hell. What is this? What is this, a team? Do you like? Are they your friends? If you called these bastards up and said, I need $100, I think they'd hang up. They don't know you. They don't like you. They're not there for you. They're there for you. And by the way, they've all made their money because of the carrying charges. No, I don't understand this. I remember one time there was at an event and somebody was saying, hey, do you want to come next week? Why? Well, guess who the guest speaker is going to be? Oh, okay. Who? Victor David Hanson, whatever. No, Greg Kelly. What? Yeah, Greg Kelly's going to be here. Greg Kelly. What do you think, Greg? Oh, he's great. It's like, you think he's a star or something. He's a news comment, whatever it is. Oh my God. I realize this. Oh my God. You want to go see Greg Kelly? Nothing wrong with Greg Kelly, but I'm saying, wouldn't you want to see somebody like, I don't know, Ben Carson or somebody who is kind of in the office or who stood this cult of personality? We've lost our minds. Seriously. And there's another thing too, which is great. And I think it's great because I love the fact that there are people who want to go out and be intellectually challenged and the like, and I appreciate that. But if you want to go see Tucker or whatever it is, Vivek Ramaswamy or Tulsi Gabbard, that is wonderful. Great. Better that than, some, what. But understand something. He doesn't run the government. There is no party. That doesn't translate into anything in terms of helping Trump. That's okay. But people are confusing like a vote for Trump with a vote for Tucker or something. No, that's not. You're not voting for him. That's just because Fox News and CNN and others have been merged together as political parties. What I want to do is to send the message out to young, disaffected, or targeted groups of people in battleground states that these people are bad. I'm not going to do anything by repackaging a gut bucket interview with this forced laughter. That's not going to do me any good. And I know we have these idiosyncratic, strange kind of fetishes towards people, and that's great, and I appreciate that, but I don't have that. These people mean nothing to me. After we win, whenever you want, I don't give a damn. Watch it. It doesn't. Who cares? I would never watch it. I never want. The only thing I'm interested in is to see what are people getting? How do I change their mind? Either by making them vote for Trump or getting them not to vote for somebody else. That's what I want to do. You understand what I'm saying? Does that okay. I still know that some people are having a hard time with this. Or they'll say things like, I don't really use TikTok. It's like, in any event, I want to leave you with this one. This is the best voice I have heard, and he reminds me of every state trooper I think we ever had. If I were with some company right now, I would pick this guy up. It was in a terrible shooting of the judge who was shot by the sheriff, and the state trooper, the Kentucky state, the spokesperson was speaking. And if I were with some agency, I would hire this guy in a minute to promote burglar alarms or home security or whatever. This guy makes Buford Pusser, Joe Don Baker look like Paul Lind. Okay, watch this.
Right now, Kentucky State Police is still ongoing in the investigation of the shooting that took place here in Letcher County earlier this date. At this time, we can confirm that the district judge was shot and unfortunately has passed away. So as of right now, that's...
Now, I'm not laughing about the story. Let me just make this clear, because, of course, you always have to remember people aren't listening to you and they hear what they want to hear. This story is tragic. It's horrible. But this gentleman, this spokesperson, I am mesmerized by this. I have heard this a million. He is the consummate state trooper, the cut of his jib, name it.
The new information that we have. Again, this is still an isolated incident. We do have an arrest that was made. Hopefully to have that information for you guys as we move forward. As of right now, that's all I have. But it is an isolated incident. There is no threat to the public right now.
Are you able to share names at this point?
At this time, that is the only name that we can share.
He's absolutely brilliant. I love that. This guy is just, I would be on the phone saying, I want to know who he is. Sign him up. He is the consummate. He is everything. He is Smokey Bear, Buford Pusser, Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry. He's what America needs. He's this. This is the guy. Wouldn't you want him to be your chief of police? Wouldn't you? New York needs this versus these jadruls we have here. I love this. It's absolutely perfect, because remember something. I want to change the way people think. And in order to change the way people think, you've got to figure out, what is it that people like? What are they paying attention to? And why are we not able to make the point clearer? That's all I want to say. All right, dear friends. Terrific. I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Crypto Domini, Raul, Evan Webb. Thank you. And Beastie Blast, pardon me. And Edie Crowley, thank you as well. Let me ask you something. There's three things I don't talk about. Israel, because I can't get anybody to talk about the blast, the walkie-talkies, the pagers, because they just think it's cool. And they think, end up getting memes and jokes and, and I'm thinking to myself, what would happen? What would happen if all of a sudden, one day in this country, you find out that, I don't know, maybe not an iPhone, but if that happened here and they went off at the same time, and innocent American, let's say American, or some bad guys too, but children were blinded or killed, what would you think about that? What would you think? What would you think about it? Would you say, wasn't that cool? Wasn't that cool? Hey, who would have thought that page was right? And then they did it the next day. Wow. Hey, you see all those kids in the hospital? See that kid? He's blinded. See this guy here? He had part of his lower anatomy. This guy will never have kids. What would you think about that? What would you think about it? Would you think that's funny? Would you think it's funny? They do on Fox. They think, I heard people say, this is the greatest thing in the world. They're laughing at this. And the memes are, and I understand the joke because whatever it is. But let me just leave that with you. Somebody I like this. Katie says, it was this. Oh, I love this. Wait. It was discriminating, not random kids. Really? Not random kids? Are you saying targeted kids? Did you see that just now? It was just, not random kids. What? Did you see this? These are Americans. First time that happened here. Well, it was the daughter of somebody who was, And if somebody did that to us and said, well, we wanted to do that. Well, we wanted to target somebody who was promoting anti-Semitic tropes or memes on college campuses. American citizens? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me explain to you something. This is one of those ones where, okay, get ready. Get ready. You think this is funny? Think this is funny? And that's that American way of thinking. Hell, it's pretty cool, wasn't it? They thought they'd get, pagers because there's some, okay. You think that's funny? Yeah, it's kind of cool. Really? Yeah, okay. All right. We'll see about that. Oh my God. Get ready. I don't talk about that. I don't talk about Ukraine. Oh, forget that one. That's a waste of time. Or artificial intelligence. Not funny, but remember you wanted it. Interesting. That's a reacher thing. Sort of. And I was watching something the other day, and I was watching this. Evan Webb says, not funny, but I expect the worst. I admit I am too cynical and dark in my thinking. Well, being dark is okay. Understand how others think. Eastbound and Down, Loaded Up and Trucking. I don't know. Smokey and the Bandit. That's okay. Let me just explain something to you. We don't talk about that here. I saw the other day John Kennedy, Hawley, and others interview a number of people in the Senate about Hamas, Iran, and whatever. And I said, I don't even know where to start with this. I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to start with this one. So I just figured, you know what? Not interested. You will never hear that on the Gut Bucket Show. You will never hear Victor Davis Hanson. It is the most nuanced. It is the hardest to explain. You will never hear a rash. It's either one side or the other here in this country. Pick a side and that's it. I'll leave it at that. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious day. Don't forget a couple of things. As we always say, follow our great sponsor, preparewithlionel.com, for the best prepared food. You've got the link right here on the description section, preparewithlionel.com, with a special 4-week supply, save $50. It's the most beautiful, greatest starter program. Our good friends at mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. The link is there as well. Also, follow Mrs. L on YouTube. Her link. Just click onto that link right there. That goes straight to her subscription page. And also, I'm on Lionel Media on Twitter. And also, we did a great one yesterday on the Diddy story, which is bigger than anything you can imagine, at Lionel Legal. That's our sister, so to speak, channel. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Don't ever change and mean that sincerely. Keep thinking. Remember, I want to win this. After we win, then it's back to normal, sort of. See you tonight. Don't forget the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Dead.